Ayun na, naka-live na ako. Pakishare naman.
Negotiation.
Good night,
That's
kuya.
why I would like to remind everyone how important it is to have this building training. So a lot of people kasi they thought selling is like a fallback job, but for me it's something you must really have very important skill that everyone has to. And most importantly is that
I think we're having a technical issue, technical difficulties. Before that, we would like to shout out lang sa mga medyo nawawala ang audio
Good
ni
night,
Sir BMags.
Annie.
Shout
Mhm.
out lang sa mga viewers natin ngayon. Sabi ni Vincent Nanding, ang pogi ng CEO
Good
ng
night. Wait,
BMags Corp.
mommy.
Agree ba kayo? Comment down kung agree kayo. Shout out po dito sa amin, Region 12, Vincent Nanding. Ads is also with us. Hi po, pa-shout out po. Ayaw namin i-shout out.
am I still
Yan, yes.
Ayan,
yan.
okay. Medyo okay na siya. Yan.
all right, sorry for that. I think kailangan na do palitan yung
Microphone lang kailangan mo.
Okay, so guys, let's dive into the topic. If this is just a follow-up more of what we have discussed a week ago. So if last week we discussed about staying sold in order to rise above this situation that we are in. This time naman, since you have already learned those few steps I mentioned last week, it's time for us to really dominate the game by simply reminding us a few pointers. Right? So, okay naman, naririnig naman ako ng maayos, no? Thank you.
Yes.
Ayun, so, one thing we need to be reminded with is, kumbaga the only way that we can live kasi is when we really grow. So, growth is really, that's why personal development and your growth is really very important. And of course, the only way you can, or we can all grow is when we change. And in order for us to change, we need to learn something. Ganun siya, kumbaga mayroong mga series of things you need to understand so you can expose yourself into being a part of the domination. So you need to grow, you need to change, and for you to change, you need to learn something, and for you to be able to learn, of course, you need to expose yourself out in the marketplace or every situation or environment you could be thinking of. And once you're exposed, of course, you are throwing yourself out in this marketplace, which is very noisy, which allows you to really learn something out of it. And then, kaya nga diba sinasabi natin, ang goal mo lagi is to go out and learn something. That's my meaning for the goal itself. So in this world, kumbaga, we just don't compete in every situation because competition is for the customers. Sabi nga ni Uncle D. Competition is for the customers, not for you as an entrepreneur or in sales. So for you to really win in the sales game, you need to learn how to dominate. And for us to be dominating every situation we are in, and when I say dominate, guys, hindi ko sinasabing i-ano mo yung mga tao or what. You've got to dominate your game itself, meaning you as a person or you as the sales practitioner or whatever you call it in your respective industry. All right. So the first thing I would like to share with you is never settle being average and always be obsessed in being the very best. So that's the first topic we're gonna dive in. Alam niyo yung mga share ko sa inyo, probably you are aware of this, you know about this thing, you read about it. Pero yun lang, it's just a refresher for us to understand and maybe help us improve on these particular subtopics in order for us to really dominate the game we are in or what we are trying to do in our respective lives. So again, never settle being average. You've got to be very obsessed in being the very best. So, kasi being average will never create an impact in your particular community or environment. And that's the truth. That's the truth about it. So the only way for you to create inspiration or maybe influence to the group, to your team, to your community, or even your family is to make a difference. So how can you do that? By staying sold on your growth and development and always seriously always wanted to be on the next level. So laging ang goal mo kasi is to really improve and have this personal development as always as possible. Kumbaga, you are always going and chasing to be the better version of yourself. Also, you always choose to thrive and prosper. So, meron nga sinasabi before na I like this particular phrase na sabi nila, you need to train insane or you'll just stay the same, which is definitely true. So, whatever field you are in the sales game, or whatever situation you would like to dominate a particular thing or subject, you just have to really train insane. Otherwise, you will just be like everyone else, which is not a part of being you dominating a particular game. So, kumbaga, it all boils down to the hard work you put in, to the effort you put in, to the energy you put in order for you to really dominate that particular field. So, people, our friends, and sometimes even yung mga loved ones pa natin or mga family members, sila pa mismo yung magsasabi sa iyo ng mga relax ka lang muna, enjoy mo lang yung buhay. This statement kasi is something you must really be careful to ingest into yourself na kasi it helps you create it will allow you to forget your ambition. Meron pa mga sabi like mga friends natin or colleagues or our peers will tell you YOLO, you only live once. So ignore the advice of these people. Kasi they are trying to make sense of why they gave up before. Kaya sinasabi niya sa'yo, alam mo, mag-relax ka lang, hindi tama, ganyan. Sometimes you need to do this and do that. It's true naman, but again, if you are not yet into the level that you are in, if your family is not yet into the level where they deserve to be, or the economy you would like to be for your family, then there's no point for you doing those things and advice. Diba? You really need to, kumbaga, you need to wake up. Sabi nga nila, diba, meron pa nga sinasabi before ang mga particular trainers or teachers na we could hear of. Anyway, to go on with that particular thing, so sasabihin nila sa inyo na life is to be enjoyed, you take it easy, always just be grateful, or probably your parents, your mom, your loved ones will tell you, I love you just the way you are, I like you just the way you are, huwag ka na magbago. These are all comfort things kasi. It will not help you to become obsessed on growing. Kasi it's a comforting statement. And as we all know, and as everyone, I don't know if you are gonna agree with this, masarap kasing ma-comfort. The pat on the back, the rub on our back, our shoulders. Masarap kasi siya sa feeling or sa pakiramdam. But again, if you are really trying to get into the next level, to the level that you are in today, to the level that you and your family deserve to be, or you wanted to be, you cannot accept those kind of statements. You've got to really immerse yourself by training and developing and immersing yourself to a lot of growth and personal developments that you could ever go for. So, marami kasi sa mga group natin and sometimes even ourselves, me myself included back then during those earlier years, ang definition kasi natin ng enjoying life is, lalo na kung sitwasyon natin ngayon, like in the pandemic, we are all locked in, is probably watching Netflix all day, yung iba TikTok, yung iba their games, diba? If they are not pursuing their goals, targets, and dreams seriously, like you would want to, and wala silang fuel for their obsession to grow, and they use all their time to realize those dreams, then never lower your goals, targets, and dreams for them. Especially, how does it happen? When you accept those advices from them, those tweeters, sad to say, sometimes even our relatives and families pa, you are lowering also your dreams and target, and it will be against your dream or you in dominating yourself or your game. And most people kasi have really given up on their dreams and desires. So never ever, under any circumstance siguro, be unreasonable. No, don't take advice from them, the tweakers, and never settle with living a smaller life. Kasi kahit paano sabihin mo, a lot of people here will tell you or sabihin natin na we want just a simple life, importante ganito or ganyan. You are just telling that because you know what you wanted to have is something very far from you to achieve. But you know it's possible. You just have to act and do something in order to achieve it. So ang kailangan mo lang gawin, you really have to train and develop yourself. Diba? Admit it. If you have the chance to fulfill the dreams or the life that you ever dream of for you, for your family, for your kids, syempre tatanggapin mo siya, diba? And it was placed in your head and in your heart because it is possible. Diba? So what you just need to do now is work on it, work it out. How are you gonna achieve those things? Alright? So, naintindihan niyo? Naintindihan niyo part na yan? And the few more things or subtopics I will go on, you will understand what I'm trying to tell you. Kasi during our time, back then, when we were all young, mga bagets pa tayo, most of our dreams dissolve with their childhood as time goes by. Because they convince, or you yourself, including me, probably before pa, siguro mga 2 decades ago, we convinced ourselves that we just wanted a simple life. Trying to lessen, but the truth is we're just trying to avoid and lessen, if not avoid, totally avoid, the disappointment and failure that we've seen with others. So, yun. So, natatakot na tayo mag-dream big, which kills your ambition to get better and kill yourself to growing kasi you are willing to settle already. So nawawala ngayon yung fuel mo to improve. That's why last week I'm telling you, diba, even a fire, you need to constantly fuel it. So it's the same thing what we are trying to tell you right now on this particular subtopic, which is never settle being average. you've got to be the very best and be obsessed in being the very best version of yourself. Alright? Nai-gets nyo? Binabasa ko yung... So, just by that ads. So, these are the things we need to remind ourselves on the first section that we are trying to immerse with. Right? So, second, what we need to understand, of course, when we are already obsessed in trying to be the best and get better in many things, you need to understand, and definitely everyone knows about this, you need to set a ridiculous goals and fuel them daily. Dapat yung mga goal mo, yung tipong hindi ka in exaggeration, yung tipong hindi ka makatulog or talagang pinag-iisipan mo mabuti kung paano mong i-workout, kung paano mong gagawin, ano ba gagawin kong next step because of this particular goal. If your goal is something that doesn't excite you, then it's not really a goal that will fuel you to work it out right away. Diba? Which is probably each and every one of us has this attitude back then or even ngayon mismo. So what we need to understand in order for us, the second factors we need to understand in order for us to really dominate the game we are in, whatever game you are in, if you're trying to force someone, win a girl, win a lady, if you're eyeing for this particular vehicle, if you're eyeing to be the number one on this particular field you are in, if you're eyeing to be the top of whatever you are in, the second thing you need to understand is this one, to set ridiculous goals and make sure to fuel them daily. So, how to do that? You need to write down kasi the future you wish and dream to have or be. Nagigets nyo? In this manner, you can always revisit these particular goals that nasinet mo every morning or every evening, whichever you prefer, and remind yourself of the actions na dapat mong gawin to achieve this. This is very crucial into becoming a success. Ano ba? The average kasi, the most people, or sorry for the word, the lazy ones, will never do this. Ang goal nila, kung ano lang naisip nila ngayong moment na to. And they forgot about writing it down and checking it on a daily basis every morning, and maybe revisit it again in the evening to see and calibrate how can they improve on it more pa. Because the truth is, your goal should always be improving. Otherwise, your activities in achieving that will also never improve. Diba? Meron mga iba nagsasabi, stick to your target hanggat hindi mo pa na-achieve. For me, if you're gonna stick on target, ibig sabihin ng activities mo, same lang din. But again, remember, just like nung kid ka, ito yung goal mo. After a year, after a month, ito na naman yung goal mo. Even when you are young, you know how to set ridiculous goals. Hindi mo pa nga na-achieve to, you're already firing up and fueling up something for you to improve your activities in achieving those things. Diba? Even in a game, probably you wanted to win this particular game. After winning this, of course, your next step is to go to the, if it's in the basketball or the NBA, your next step is to go to the semifinals, go on to the playoffs, and then go to the championship, and go on to the, diba? Your goal should always be improving. Otherwise, you are not gonna fuel this daily, and your activities will stay the same. And it's violating the first factor I mentioned earlier. If you are not gonna train insane, you will always stay the same. Tama? Nag-guess nyo? So that number one and number two is definitely very much interrelated for you to step or go forward to the step number three. Again, you need to set ridiculous goals. Some people will tell you your goal must be realistic, achievable. Meron pa mga word na famous, the SMART thing. It could be something really nice when you are discussing something. But the truth is, in your life, in reality, your goal should be something very risky and challenging. Otherwise, everyone is already doing it. Everyone is already setting it. That's why everyone is not, you need to be something out of your comfort. Your goal should be something out of your comfort zone. Security kasi, by being average and lazy, the security in your life, in your job maybe, in your particular, whatever field you're in, this word security and comfort makes more prisoners than all the jails you could ever combine. So avoid this security and comfort. It will kill your ambition and dreams, and definitely kill you in dominating whatever game you are in. Kailangan mawala yan, yung security, yung comfort mo, yung comfort zone mo. And even in any others, whatever stories you could think of and check with, the great stories, walang mga great stories na galing sa mga average situations lang. The great stories are even discussed and shared and talked with hanggang ngayon. It's because the situation they are in are really out of their comfort and security. Talk about the story of KFC, diba? Actor like Sylvester Stallone, consider the story of Alibaba, and a lot of things. These are all a product of some challenging situation that has happened during those times when they are starting. So again, security and comfort will never be your friend. Until you have these two with you, then you are still a prison of entertainment, comfort, and a relaxing life. This thing na sinasabi ko, security and comfort, is something you really need to inject into your head in order for you to always dominate. This will help you actually to stay focused and be very committed. Ask any businessman na mga successful, and the only thing they will probably tell you, their secret, which is not really a secret, is just focus. And when they say focus, what they really meant was they are obsessed with their goals for this company to, from this place, this company they are from this level that they are in to another level, so on and so forth. It's always on to the next level. And security and comfort will never be with them. Diba? So you need to be very obsessed with your goals and dreams. Your destination should always be going to change a lot. So adjust your goals and action plan every day, every month, every week, whatever you feel like doing so. Kumbaga, always mo siyang nire-revisit. Otherwise, if your goal, probably meron kang goal na isang taon na hindi mo pa rin nagagawa. Diba? Why? Because it doesn't excite you to create something, an activity that will move you one step further to that particular dream or target. Hindi siya exciting eh. It's just like, kumbaga, remember the topic last week I told you, dapat ang success is something that hindi pwedeng it may happen or it may not happen. It should be your obligation and duty. And you will do whatever it takes, even unreasonable to the community you're in, just to achieve that particular success. So ganun yung drive na dapat meron ka for you to be able to dominate the game you are in. So some people will tell you to stick with your goals. Yes, that's true naman. But the problem is people took it literally, just like I told you earlier. People took it literally to stick to the small goal. Kailangan kasi i-feed mo itong mga to nightly, daily, and work your way to it. Making you always, improving your activities, your sales activities, your personal development, in chasing it. Making you to always have a purpose, a different purpose, a new purpose, whatever that is, a renewed something in order to achieve these goals and target you are setting. Again, people with small goals have the biggest, sorry for the word, money problems. Not because the money is the only solution, but the truth is, lahat ng gusto mong ma-achieve na dreams or goal, it really involves money. Everything has a cost and price, and it involves money. This planet is an economic planet. Kahit pa sabihin mo, hindi, ito lang ano ko, ito lang ganyan. Again, believe me, you're just trying to comfort yourself. Okay? Kung sasabihin mo sa akin kasi, puro na lang pera, puro na lang pera. Some of the friends or group I am in, sabihin, puro na lang pera pinag-usapan. Guys, you need to understand that whatever you're gonna do, it has something, it has a cost. Sige nga, kung dream mo magpunta ng dream mo magpunta ng UK, let's say that's the particular dream you are trying to eye. Diba? Can you go there without the money? Your company, from this level to this expansion, can you do it without the money? Right? So, it really involves that thing. Again, don't take it literally. Ang problema kasi, mahilig tayo mag-critic, puro pera, 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 pera. But the reason and the little things and the details behind it is what matters. Kaya nga dapat ang ina-absorb mo yung substance, hindi lang basta kung ano lang makuha mo na word, na praise, or whatever. Diba? So, again, going back to the second thing. So, once you seriously wrote down your goals already, and you have revisited them every day in the morning or maybe in the evening, whichever you are comfortable with, it allows you to fuel your activity for the day that will help you to achieve them. So, even the material you are going to pick up, read, and immerse has something to do towards your goal. Dapat lahat interrelated or relevant to the goal you wanted to be or the goal and dreams you wanted to achieve. Kumbaga, every little things, ultimo yung babasahin mo, yung environment na papasukin mo, it all matters. Ganun ka ka-obsessed in trying to be the best version of yourself. And that's the way you always fuel your ridiculous goals every single day. Alright? But of course, human as we are, should you get lazy in doing these things that I am trying to remind and tell you, you will see yourself without any push and intent. And that's a part of you falling down already from the dreams that you wanted to have. Makikita mo na lang sarili mo, you are in a cycle or in a repetitive cycle lang, a routine, a boring thing na ginagawa mo everyday. It's because what you are doing and the activities you are trying to create and do on a daily basis is not backed up by a dream or target or goal. Kumbaga nila siya, it's an ordinary, you can call yourself, it's an ordinary thing, it's an ordinary day. It's just like the other day. Diba? Walang difference. Ultimate fuel that will help you to stay obsessed is you maturing and changing purposes throughout your entire life. If you are not changing on a daily basis, then everything is nothing. Nagigets niya? So, just by that, Ian, Alvin. So this first step and second step is something you really need to work on and immerse with. And the third step I would like you to understand is, as my topic says already, never ever compete. Always dominate your game. How can you ever do that? Write down all the things, all the parts. Dapat lahat ng parts sa buhay mo in your life and become obsessed with making time for those areas, little areas, big areas, and long-term whatever it is, rather than making excuses sa buhay, sa health, sa papapayat, or whatever that is, and almost anything. You need to write it down and become obsessed in making those areas, in making time. Time management is not true. You can only create time for it. Diba? Sinasabi nila time management. No, you can always create time for it. Alright? So stop. Another thing I would like to, and some of you might disagree, but again, try to absorb what I'm telling you. So be obsessed in making time for those areas rather than make excuses, right? Stop spending time on tasks, on things, on routine that does not fuel your goal. Again, quit doing those things, those tasks, those routine that you've been doing on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, whatever that is not relevant towards your targets, dreams, or goals. As mentioned, every area must be relevant towards that certain goal na inaay mo. Believe me, maraming mga bagay na there are many things you have been doing that can be spent, that can be spent to something even more productive that allows you to dominate your life and get you always one level up towards your particular goal, dreams, or target. So again, yung sinasabi ko nga na, if your goal is not to get better, then everything doesn't matter. You got to take note of that. I-comment mo yan, Batang BMags, para ma-remind nyo sarili nyo. If your goal is not to get better, then everything doesn't matter. Ganun siya ka-importante. Never waste your time on tasks that does not fuel your chance to grow and dominate your game, allowing you to be like everyone else, allowing you to be like the average one, allowing you to compete just like everyone is doing. People on your left, on your right, they're always competing from different people. And they forgot about dominating their very self in order for them to achieve the life that they wanted or they deserve. Your time and focus kasi, ayan, tama yan, Als. If your goal is not to get better, then everything doesn't matter. Always, if you are taking note of it, guys, i-remind nyo yung sarili nyo. If you want, you can post it as your quote for today and live with it. Alright? If your goal is not to get better, then everything doesn't matter. Again, never waste your time on things that does not fuel you. So, meron kasing mga time, ang time mo and focus is, remember last week I told you time is money? Right? So, it's just like your time and focus is so precious that it is always equivalent to a certain portion of your dream and target. Nagigets nyo? Your time, whatever you are spending today, probably ngayon, whatever you are learning today is something relevant towards achieving kahit a portion man lang of the target or goal of dream you are trying to eye long time already. And there are many things, again, gaya na sabi ko, many things ang ginagawa na hindi naman talaga importante. Talk about, may mga mag-disagree, washing your car, your bike. You can always ask someone to do that for you. And that time cleared of your time inventory can be spent on something useful in order for you to be one step ahead in chasing your dream and target. Nagigets nyo yung time na meron ka mga bagay na ginagawa na pwede namang iba na lang ang gumawa nun para sa'yo because your time is so important and is so precious that it is equivalent to a certain portion of your dream, goal, or target. Na hindi mo sasayangin na gawin to because you wanted to do it for you to be relaxed. Do you agree? Batang BMags. Naiintindihan nyo? Whatever that is, again, probably iba, games, may mga times, those times spent could be diverted into something that will help you achieve the life you are dreaming of. Marami kang time, believe me. if you will just have an inventory of the things you've been doing on a daily basis, on an hourly basis, and if given a chance that you are very, very particular, gusto mo on a minute basis pa, marami kang mga bagay na ginagawa na probably you could really use it and spend it to something else that will help you achieve your dream and target. Kahit a portion lang of it. Diba? Stop being sabi nga ni Uncle G sa DC, spectators always pay, but the players always get paid. Diba? Oh, i-note mo yan. I-note mo yan, i-comment mo yan. Spectators pay, but players always get paid. Diba? If we say spectators, yan, people, they just watch, they are the fans, the so-called fans club mo, your viewers or whatever that is. They love to watch. Relaxing is watching something, right? But the players get paid on it. Stop being like this, being a spectator in your life. Even if you are working, maybe for someone else, for a certain team, for a certain group. Even if you're working, take responsibility. Ito yung mga dapat maintindihan, especially those people who are with a team. Diba, yung mga angels. Andiyan ba yung mga angels? Mga angels, mga crown. Oh. Sigaw-sigaw dyan. Mga
Comment down
angels.
below if you're watching.
Sigaw dyan yung mga angels. Kung angel, may mga pakpak pa ba kayo? Or baka naputulan na kayo ng mga pakpak? Tinangay na kayo ng virus. And you just watch, and you're watching everyone else, just like everyone else. And you forgot about playing your game already. So again, even if you're working for someone, even if you're with a team, even if you're an organization, or probably a certain department of your company, or even the company itself, and not just earning, particularly with earning only. Even right now, you can use your so-called time, kahit ngayon mismo, gawa kami smartphone mo, probably you can teach someone else. You can do something that will help you get better or achieve something one level further. You need to do something. Kailangan ng actions mo, continuous, constant. Hindi pwedeng meron kang mga time na anong muna ako ngayon kasi pandemic naman eh. Wala pa namang magagawa eh. That's not true. That's not true. You can always do something. In fact, kahapon nga may kausap ko yung isa ng mga ano rin dito, mga sales coach. Mas busy pa. Mas busy pa ngayon. Kasi lahat pwede mong bigyan ng time eh. Yung group na ito, yung group na ito, yung group dyan, yung group doon. Unlike before, it allows you to travel pa to go from one team to another. Diba ngayon, pwede mo silang hawakan lahat sabay-sabay and it allows you to be very busy every single time and chance that you have. So ngayon, even right now, you can use your so-called smartphone. If your, guys, yung phone nyo, ang tawag yan smartphone. Hindi yan Nintendo. Hindi yan Atari. That is called smartphone for a reason. It has to do something smart. Not for you to be entertained, to watch YouTube, manood ka ng mga gag show, maglaro ka ng mga games, i-combine mo yung mga colors, and then you're entertained, and you have a reward, and this reward has no value. Diba? So, again, you can use that phone, teach someone else, contact someone, create an appointment, start something, then playing with it. Playing with it, giving you some virtual coins, awards that's not even valuable to yourself. Proud na proud ka po, grabe, ito yung level ko. Meron na akong 1,200 coins. Talaga, anong meron yan? Wala. I'm just happy. And then your dreams is just sitting down there. Yung goal mo, nag-high na sa'yo. Sabi ng dreams mo, hello, can you wake up and attend to me? So, even right now, sabi ng mga batang BMags, right now, naglabas kami ng package. Alam ka na, comment mo yan. Batang BMags, right now, naglabas kami ng package. Joke lang. Sa mga hindi nakakaintindi, problema nyo na yan. Right now, naglabas kami ng deal. Anyway. So right now, you can even open a book. After this training, you can open a book and immerse with something. Maybe replay some training videos. The video last week. Diba? Just so you are improving your knowledge and your personal development. Maybe you can take a selfie and send mo sa wife mo. Diba? Just because you wanted to dominate the area in your relationship. Sige, selfie ka. Sabi mo, I love you. Diba? Dapat all the areas you are trying to dominate because you have to check all the areas gaya ng sabi ko kanina and revisit them as often as you can. Stop being like everyone else and begin dominating all the areas in your life that needs revisiting and that needs to be checked. Si Sir Raj daw. So, thank you, Linus. So, stop being like everyone else. Again, do not lower your standards or your goals and dreams just because someone or a friend, and worse, wag naman sana, probably the person you're sleeping with is trying to convince you to relax. Diba? This is not yet the right time. I guess nyo, for the step 1, the step 2, and the step 3, can you comment the step 1, 2, and 3? Kung talagang nakikinig kayo. Sige nga.
May price ba daw yung BM?
Ano yan?
May price, may pa-price ka
May
pa
price.
ba?
May libre kayo sa aking 10 milk tea. Vegan milk tea. Okay, so step
Shout
number
out to
4.
Cara Amesco, BM, if I may just interrupt. Sabi niya, I got interested watching the video.
Thank you. Please continue to, if you see a value in this video, please share it. So your friends and your can also learn from this. So the number 4.
Sorry, we also have from Kevin Linos. Sabi niya, I like the topic. It helps para magbago ang thinking ng mga tao sa pandemic.
Correct. So
Yung
marami
yung mga bagong dating lang, please comment down kung if you are from where, comment down para maano natin, ma-recognize natin. Yes, BM?
kasi this pandemic talaga has really, kaya nga sabi nila, diba, I think we had this discussion last time around, if you have not learned something, if there's no value if walang naging value itong 3 months lockdown sa'yo, meaning you are so lazy, ang ginawa mo lang probably dyan, inubos mo ng Netflix. Naubos mo ng time. Siguro na nagawa mo na lahat ng TikTok video. Tapos tuwang-tuwa ka.
Kaya no, makikita mo yun sa Facebook timeline mo, puro TikTok.
Yan yung, again, you cannot stay like everyone else. Going back, if your goal is not to get better, then everything doesn't matter. All right. So let's dive into the fourth one. You need to get addicted to sales itself. All right. You need to be very addicted into the sales itself. I-comment mo yan. Be addicted. Kailangan addict ka sa sales. Lahat ng bagay is sales for you. Why? Your mindset is to always increase your revenue and then forget anything about the expenses. Increase your revenue, never mind the expenses. So, kailangan maging addict ka sa sales. Kumbaga, lahat ng bagay is about sales and everything you wanted to have is based on commission. I guess nyo, and that will help you fuel up to be able to dominate the game that you are in, whatever field you are in. The most important thing kasi for someone, for a person, a team, an organization, or even the company itself, is the revenue line in any statement. Sorry sa mga accountant, sa mga ano. Marami kayo sa atin, yung mga account or whatever, they focus so much on cutting this, cutting that, budgeting this, budgeting that, save this one, save this cost, and forgot about billing that the most important part is to increase the sales in their business. Seriously, try mo mag-save. Kahit pa i-save mo lahat yan, onti lang yan. Konting-konti lang yung masisave mo dyan. Unless tanggalin mo lahat yan, paano ka mag-ooperate? But most of the people, most of the business people, they spend so much time in organizing this, cutting this, budgeting that, and forgot about the most important part of the business, which is to increase the revenue, to increase their sales, and focus on the sales itself. Diba? A lot of people, they focus on cutting this, save costs, save, I don't know what else they are trying to save, until they cannot save themselves and their company. Kasi puro save na nasa isip eh. Picture this. Picture this something like whatever money you have in your wallet. If you're trying to protect it, you cannot move forward. Kasi masyado kang nag-iingat. Iniingatan mo yung pera eh. Iniingatan mo yung resources mo eh. Allowing you to be afraid to create a one step. And because of that, how can you ever do an expansion for yourself or for your team and increase the revenue itself? There is a reason why in the ledger, in the journal, isang portion lang, ganun ka-importante, yung sales figure, yung income, yung revenue. And the rest are history of ano man yan. Expense this, expense that. Diba? Pero nag-iisa lang yan, ganun siya ka-importante. Isa lang ang kailangan pagtuunan ng pansin, the revenue and the income itself. If you can increase that portion, you can forget about all the expenses. The truth is, no matter what cutting you could ever think of, you can only save a little. But the income, the revenue, you can always expand it unlimited, limitless. And that's where your focus should be. If you're taking note, again, i-comment mo rin to. Budgeting will never be your solution to a revenue. Budgeting will never be the solution to better revenue. Focus on sales, on increasing the revenue, and never mind the expenses. Believe me, kapag naiintindihan mo yung part na yan, na your mindset should be focused on increasing the revenue itself, kahit gaano pa kalaki yung expenses mo, you will forget about it. Why? Saving is not your way to expand your business. Sales is, revenue is, not budgeting and cutting costs. So if you're willing to spend even 1,000, 100,000, a million, just to earn another million or so on, I'd rather do it than cut this and cut that. Nagigets niya yung ibig sabihin. Bottom line of it is increase focus on increasing your revenue and never mind the expenses. Meron nga sabi na, like before, like, huwag ka munang bumili ng sasakyan, ito muna unahin mo para makapagano. The truth is, guys, nowadays, vehicle is very important in order for you to do your business. Again, let's not dive into that particular, yung magko-comment dyan about mga kotse or what. Diba? But again, focus on increasing your revenue and never mind your expenses. People spend so much time in organizing this, organizing that, and forgot the most important part is to get better in the sales or increasing their income. Selling is very vital and very important for every person. Sales is very vital and important. If you're trying to get a date with a girl, with a lady, you're selling yourself. When you're trying to get a pay, you're selling your skills. When you're trying to sign up a customer, di ba? BMags, Angels, you're selling your deal, your offer. So be obsessed with sales and treat every situation you're in as sales. And believing that you will close that every situation. You cannot go there and thinking, baka hindi ko ma-close, baka hindi ko ma-win. Para na rin yung sa nagbabasketball, imagine mo, nag-attempt ka, naku, baka hindi ko ma-shoot. Ba't ka pa nag-attempt? Diba? Kaya ka nga nag-attempt because you are hopeful and you are very optimistic that shot will go in. Nagigets nyo? Some sales leader will teach you to binabasa ko yung mga comment. Some sales leaders will teach you. Ito medyo some will disagree, some will agree. Again, you can comment. If you want, you can email us. You can message us. You can message us on the Facebook. And I will prove to you this is very, very important and relevant for you to be able to dominate your team. Some of the leaders you could think and hear with, nasabihin nila, to under-promise and over-deliver. Because they want to create a dramatic ending para mas valuable daw kuno. But for me, I would say you overpromise and then still overdeliver. In overpromising, it allows you to fuel all the activities you need to do para ma-ensure mo that the delivery will be met with a certain standard or exceed the standards that everyone is receiving. Kumbaga, ikaw na naman yung may chance to get better and improve the delivery of that particular service you would like to offer and serve. Overpromising will allow you to fuel your delivery. Ensure your delivery will be met with the highest standards. That is how you dominate the sales game. And when I say overpromise and overdeliver, I'm talking about your skills in staying sold. Hindi ko sinabi mag-invento ka ng mga kung ano-anong claims about your product, about your item, about your deal, about your service. When I say overpromise, meaning you are so sold in whatever you are offering and even in your skill, you're so confident that you will not be able to be bought by the reasons. The idea, ito kasi yung mga nangyayari usually. You go to malls, you're buying an appliance, you go to a particular company, they are selling insurance, you go to particular whatever that is, they are telling you something. Ang pinaka-ginagawa kasi ng mga tao, and even their managers are telling their sales practitioner to do is, you've got to be very nice to your client. Being nice doesn't create and give you value, and even more so for your company. Meron pa nga sabihin yan, our item is very competitive. No, dapat na sinasabi mo, our item, our package, our thing, our service, our product is the best you could ever hold, you could ever have. That's what I meant with overpromise. Staying sold on it, and then after doing that, you create the sales, you are gonna do everything to be able to make sure that you will met the highest standards ng pagkaka-deliver mo ng item na yan. Dominators, people who loves to dominate their game, always overpromise and overdeliver. They don't want this drama na be careful lang, under promise, para pag na-over-deliver mo, they feel good. Probably, pag ginawa mo yan, they will forget about you. Your clients will forget about you. And you're just a part, or probably you are just an option in their selection of where to buy, where to go for that particular service, or whatever that is may be. Your customers, kailangan mo makuha yung attention nila. And you can only do so by over-promising and then over-deliver those. Remember last week, price is a myth. Because people don't buy the price. They buy the product or service itself. And if you want to be more specific, they are actually buying the solution to that particular problem present. Kasi diba, during the 4 steps I'm telling you, ikaw pa mag-create ng situation or problem. Para pag binagsak mo yung product mo, what happened? You are the most dominating person they could ever think of. And they can forget about all the things they have listened to. Dahil narinig ka nila, wala, I'm gonna get this. Tapos sinaporta mo pa na, sign it, go for it, take this deal, being unreasonable. That's how you dominate the sales game. Nai-guess nyo? Over-promise, over-deliver. Comment mo yan. Over-promise and over-deliver. That's one thing you need to understand. Stop the drama. Problema kasi, dami nyo pinapanood na drama eh. Kaya gusto nyo, ang ending ng sales speech nyo, madrama eh. Feel nyo yung mga emotion eh. Yung tipong pagbagsak at pag-close ng deal, kulang na lang magyakapan kayo ng customer mo. Oh, I like this. I love this deal. Thank you. Over-promise, be confident, stay sold, and then go for it. Kill. Be a killer in closing the deal. That's how you dominate it. Don't take this literally, but stop being so nice. Even the people you are looking at, probably mga sales coach or sales guru who you are trying to watch. Watch them. Are they really that nice? They sounded arrogant pa nga. They sound arrogant because you are not trying to. My question.
Yes, we have a question from, nasa na yun? Si Kevin.
Check natin ha. Pero we will continue with this. Sige.
Okay. Sabi niya, but don't you think over-promise is dangerous?
Well, all the things like I told you earlier, if something that you are doing is not requires challenge, dangerous, risky, whatever you call it, then it is nothing great. Remember, our topic is for us to dominate, not just to be like everyone else. Diba? Everyone is trying to be nice already. There's no value on it. I guess don't take it word by word. What I'm trying to tell you about this overpromise and over-delivery is how you are sold with your particular service or item. Yung tipong pag tinanong ka ng customer, at diba, marami tayong narinig sa mga pinupuntahan natin na bibilhan natin ng item, they will tell you, this is a very competitive price, this is a very competitive product, you should go and try it. Yung tipong they are so nice, but there is no value in sealing that deal. Sila mismo, they cannot even overpromise their particular product, making the person think, if this is a very, very particular buyer, think na, maybe I'll try something else. Maybe I'm gonna check for sa kabila. But if you're so sold and you overpromise, man, this is the best deal. This is the best deal your hands could ever hold up. Hindi na nila isipin magtingin pa sa iba. Remember, once in your buying experience, someone just so confident na sinabi niya, this is the best, believe me, kahit saan ka pa tumingin, wala. You are sold with it. And because of that, it allows you, gaya na sabi ko kanina, it allows you to fuel everything you need to do to make sure that the delivery of that particular product will be met with high standards. It gives you an opportunity to improve and calibrate and really get better into everything. Again, we are here to dominate. We are here not just to be like everyone else.
Okay. We have another one. This is in relation to the topic about the savings and the sales. Sabi ni Cara Amesco, minsan kasi nakakatakot pag walang saving.
Well, that's true. But again, my point is, if saving is your way to improve and expand your revenue and your business, then you will never be successful in it. Kasi gaya ng sabi ko, kahit ano pang dami ng savings or i-cut mo or i-budget mo dyan, onti lang yan. Onti lang yung ma-save mo. Samantalang, if you put the effort in increasing the sales and the revenue, there is so many things you can do and that sales figure is unlimited. So doon ka mag-focus. Stop trying to save this cost. And by saving cost, may mawala pa ng trabaho. Diba? Kasi hindi naman na-expand yung negosyo mo. You're just trying to protect yourself. And that's security. Security and comfort will never be your solution. It's never gonna be your friend in dominating the game. So, ganun siya ka-importante na gaya ng sinasabi ko kanina na if you're trying to save this money, dahil takot kang kumilos, you will never, hindi ka maka-move forward. Because all you wanted to do is protect that, kasi takot kang gumawa uli ng pera. Or probably hindi mo alam kung paano gumawa uli ng pera. And it, okay ba? Parang nawala. And it allows you to be stagnant. And because of that, how can you dominate and how can you increase your revenue? Kasi ang gusto mo lang protektahan to eh. Nai-gets nyo? Correct. You need to think of something is a multiplier. Saving will never be your way to expansion. If I may put it that way. Saving, budgeting, cutting costs will never be your way and solution to have an expansion and increase your revenue. Hindi pwedeng puro ka lang defense. If you want to win the game, you need to be more on the offense. More so with the sales and the company and the revenue. Dapat ang goal mo to increase this. Offense, attack. If you're gonna save, you're just protecting yourself. But the expansion will never be there. Malabo siya. Increase, focus on increasing your revenue and never mind the expenses. So again, Kara, ano lang, so budgeting will never be the solution for you to increase your revenue or through an expansion. Never. Kahit sa mo tingnan. And sorry sa mga accountant. So again, going back, thank you, Kara. Thank you, Kara, for that, for joining us and allowing this conversation to be more interactive. I hope na-answer ko yung ano mo. If you would like to know more and learn more, I'll be willing to connect with you. All right. So the fifth portion or the fifth subtopic is be comfortable in being uncomfortable. Ang gulo, no? Magulo ba o maano? Be comfortable in being uncomfortable in life and in business. Probably even in a relationship. May nagtanong sa akin, may nag-chat sa akin one time. Hindi ko na sabihin na si Dats yun. Sabi ko nga sa kanya, kung ayaw mo ng ng challenges and being uncomfortable, so mag-try ka ng ng lalaki para wala kang Anyway, let's dive in. Number 5, be comfortable in being uncomfortable in life, relationship, and business. Fear kasi is most often to be an indication. Ito, probably it will help support the answer I'm telling kay Cara earlier or kay Linus. Fear kasi is an indication that you are on the right path. That what you are doing, something that you are doing is really huge that will help you in dominating and expanding your business or your team or your sales or your revenue. When something is uncomfortable for you to do, it means that you are growing. Diba? It makes sense naman. Common sense naman, diba? If it's very comfortable for you, then how can you grow in that particular thing? Tama? Nai-guess nyo? So, yeah, sabihin mo, be comfortable in being uncomfortable. In life, in your relationship, and even in business. So, yun, when something is uncomfortable for you, it means that you are growing. Nobody but you. Nobody ever achieved greatness by staying in their comfort zone. Talk about all the stories you could think of. Search of. Google mo. Lahat. When something, lahat, walang na-achieve ng greatness by staying in their security and comfort. Sorry, even all the great winning stories, success stories of achievement, lahat yan, it involves mga dangerous scenario, challenging situation, very risky challenges. These all created a product of winning and success stories. Walang success story sa mga comfort. And probably even if you share to someone that that's a success story for you, they will not listen to it. No one will be excited with it. Also, I would rather others to think less of me. I don't care about them. Than for me to think less of myself. Kailangan ikaw lang nakakaalam if you are doing good already or not, and you need to improve on that particular level. No one can tell you are doing just fine. No one can tell you that. It's a comforting word and statement. Nobody can tell you that you are doing just fine. Ikaw lang ang pwede magsabi sa sarili mo. That you are indeed doing so or not. Dominators doesn't go where most people go. People go here, I'll probably go there and create a marketplace for myself. Even the story of, diba? O, tingnan nyo na lang ang story ng SM. Halos lahat ng SM, nagtatayo yan doon sa mga unimaginable marketplace. Back then, even here in Davao, the SM here, the Ecoland, wala namang laman yan. The SM Lanang is a golf. In Baguio, wala laman yung nasa ibabaw nun. Diba? Those people who would love to dominate, they are not afraid of these challenges and risks and dangerous things. Mas malalim sa kanila yung winning moment than be afraid to do this and do that. Making them so positive that they are so unreasonable to the point where people they meet, people they have acquaintance with, they will just ask, sino ka ba? Who are you? Naiintindihan nyo? So, later I will have your para may onting tayo mga so stay tuned. I'll ask you a few things and then we'll have this particular rewards. Alright, so dominators doesn't go where most people go. People go here or whatever, Just like back then. Dati naalala ko na uso yung mga computer jobs and everyone probably four steps, 4 years, paano ba, 4 years ahead, yung mga bata pa, they all go for the computer science course. Tapos dumating yung point na nauso yung mga physical therapy. Lahat ng kaibigan mo, PT. Tapos yung famous career. Sorry, nursing. Pero hindi yun yung gusto mo. Diba? The people who would love to dominate doesn't go where most people go. They focus on what they want it to be and continue in doing the things they need to do in order to get there. They always fuel it. Common sense. If everyone is there, how can you dominate? Ang dami nyo eh. Diba? Oh. Oh, I am a native of Pampanga. We grew up in Montalban. People all over Luzon. The scenario back then, or probably even nowadays, once they reach high school or college, they will all send their kids to Manila to study. And eventually, dreaming of that corporate job to be in Ortigas and Makati. Sino nakaka-relate yan? Diba? That's the corporate dream of every Filipino. 70s, 80s, totoo yan. Kahit hindi mo i-admit. Ang sarap ng feeling, yung tipong ini-imagine mo pa sarili mo, dahil napapanood mo sa TV, yung mga sikat na artista, nasa harapan ng computer, naka-necktie, may attache case. Diba? Feel na feel mo, you feel good about it. That's your, kumbaga, that's your Filipino corporate dream. And then someone else from your community who is now very successful didn't join the crowd. Nagigets nyo how to be comfortable in being uncomfortable and not trying to just always fit in. Diba? Common sense naman kasi talaga eh. If everyone is there, how can you dominate them? You will just compete. Again, we don't compete. We wanted to dominate. People all go to Luzon. I came here 2002. I went here in Mindanao. Di man ako taga rito. There is, there are a lot of things in this topic about this section, but let's have a separate discussion about it. But that is the idea I want you to, what I'm trying to figure out, for you to be able to dominate. Kumbaga, put it this way, being the biggest fish in a small pond is the death of your dreams and ambitions. Diba? May sense? Comment mo. Being the biggest fish in a small pond is the death of your dreams and ambition. In life kasi, many people and mostly your friends will tell you to have a vacation, to be able to refresh that famous word, ano ba yan? Unwind? Honestly, how can you really refresh if what you are going to spend in that so-called vacation is something you owe? Eh, hindi ka pa naman, alam mo yun, that particular vacation, you took it from an active income. You will never enjoy it. Seriously. You will never enjoy it. Probably, even yung paggastos mo when you are on that so-called vacation, you call it. Iniisip mo ba? Kailangan ko muna titirin kasi pagbalik ko, kailangan ko na naman ganito, ganyan. Yung tipong yung ginagastos mo, iisipin mo pa. If what you are going to spend there in that so-called vacation is something you owe, worse, is something you owe. And then what you will spend there is something you know you should not spend yet. Nagigets nyo yung idea? There is a right time for it. Problema, mainitin ka eh. Gusto mo ngayon na eh. You get your idea? When your expenses in doing so, the money involved in that. You remember this about vacation, eh? We're not talking about the expense, we're trying to cut just like the earlier topic. If the money you're gonna spend there, diba? When your expenses in doing that so-called vacation does not matter, go for it. It's a surplus eh. Ang worst kasi sa atin, that's why we are having hard time. Bakasyon lang inuutang pa. Boracay, grabe. Boracay inutang. Palawan inutang. Tapos pagbalik sa trabaho, Google.
Bayad utang.
Remember the law and the cycle of, panoorin niyo si Ray Dalio. Diba, utang ka, you're productive here, but you've got to remember, the cycle when you are paying it, you are very unproductive. Allows you to do this and do that without, I guess yung idea. Bottom line, there's a right time for it. When your expenses, again, I'm gonna repeat, in doing so does not matter, then go for it. You deserve it. Yan yung pwede mo na sabihin. I'm gonna go for this. I love to do this. Kasi hindi mo na iniisip, yung tipong yung gagastusin mo doon, you can really spend it. Hindi yung kada gastos mo, iniisip mo pa. Yung tipong pag tumitingin ka doon sa kakainin mo, dito ko sa kanan nakatingin. Hindi doon sa pagkain. Nag-guess nyo? Diba? But again, some will disagree. Kaya nga tayo nag-work eh, para to have this particular thing. Well, if that's your thinking, you will never dominate in your game. Well, nothing bad about it. I can assure you that. Pero, forget about dominance in the game. In your game, in your business, in your expansion, in your sales. Forget about it. Entertainment, another important thing to be able to somehow share. Partying, drinks. Ako, ano ako dyan? Summa cum laude ako dyan noon. Party and drinks. Not for the party disco. I used to spend time in bar, may mga banda. I also play before. There was a time in my life. Parang linya nung kanta yun ah. There was a time in my life when, mga ba yun? Basta yun. There was a time in my life that party and booze is really an energetic word or thing to be discussed and immersed. Every single day, seriously, I am drunk. Thinking that every weekend I'm in a gig drinking. For my case, I was headbanging my way to madaling araw. Listening to the different bands while drinking. Tapos, diba yung inin mo, ang tagal mong maubos. Kasi ang mahal-mahal ng beer sa bar. Do you deserve that? Kung talagang gusto mo mag-inom, again, I'm telling you, there's a right time for it. Yung tipong kaya mong uminom talaga because you can spend it. Hindi yung nandun ka, isang bote lang, mga 4 na oras mo lang iniinom. Pero kapag nasa bahay ka, kaya mong uminom ng 10. Again, going back about this particular thing, about the entertainment itself. Entertainment kasi is a comforting thing for everyone. And it's a very good, it's very attractive and impulsive to everyone else. The vacation and the entertainment. And again, this will violate the security and comfort we are trying to discuss earlier. But a lot of people are buying this. Diba? Kaya nga sikat ang yung mga entertainment, bars, gig, nothing against with the bars. My point is there's a right time. and right chance for you to do that. But if you are not yet in the dominating game, forget about it. Don't think that this vacation will refresh you. That this partying will help you get relaxed for a while. The only way for you to go to the next level, from the level you are in today to that next level you want it to be, is to immerse and train and develop and focus. Not to unwind for a while, not to relax for a while, and not to be entertained for a while. You will have a perfect time for those things. Yung tipong kayang-kaya mo na, ready ka na for that. Sad story is, it's a part of to everyone else. Every week, di ba? Kaya nga nauso yung Sabado nights. TGIF. Oh, it's Friday. It's weekend. Let's party. Let's drink. Tampay. Ano pa man yung gusto nyo ano. Nagigets niya. Marami nagko-comment yung sabi niya, oh, disagree or what. And again,
We have a comment from
disagreement, if you will handle criticism, ano yan?
We have a comment from Zaldi Paderes. Sabi niya, hindi na sayang ang oras ko sa panonood ng live mo, sir. Nagising ang natutulog kong sales spirit. Nasa sales pala si Zaldi.
Wow. Good. So if you see value in this training or video, please share it. So again, let's continue. The last subtopic is be relentless towards your life development and even your own environment. So be relentless, kumbaga you are unapologetically unstoppable, unreasonable. You could think of whatever term you prefer. Be relentless, unapologetically unstoppable, you are unreasonable, and remind yourself of your goals, your targets, your dreams, and keep finding ways to get there. Ganon ka-immerse on how are you going. Hindi siya pwedeng part-time obsession. You need to stay sold. Just like I told you last week, the most successful people in the world have often stayed persistent in their efforts, even years, until someone believes in them. Stay sold. Some people will tell you, ano naman yan. And then, pinakinggan mo yung rason niya. And then, you quit. Nabili ka nung comment nung isa. Diba? Maraming ganyan nangyayari. Stay sold. All the successful people, it's all about their focus and persistence lang. And if you are attracting haters, just like probably right now, maraming mga haters. Mga haters dyan, ay. Mga nagkikriticize sa akin, mukhang ano yan, no? Anong pinagsasabi. If you can handle those, if you can welcome all the criticisms, and all the hatred, you are in the right path. Just stay sold and focus. If you are attracting haters, it's a sign that you're on the right track. Kanta na naman yan, ha? Right track. Stay focused on what allows you and your business to grow and invest no time or even your energy in things or even people that don't. Be unapologetically unstoppable on every chase of your dream. Even just a portion lang of your dream, what you are working on for this particular thing na gagawin. It still counts. All the areas, you should be able to revisit it and focus and immerse on it. Commit to your personal growth and development. The school, long time ago hanggang ngayon, they produce robots. teachers force me to read something I don't like na hindi ko pa nagagamit for the last 2 decades yung mga tutunan. Oh, nothing against with the school, ha? But I'm trying to tell you, outside the school, you will learn a lot of things. And you should be doing that. Hindi yung doon lang yung time mo para matuto. Just like in your companies, natututo ka lang during the training and seminar, then after the training, tapos na. Even in the church, diba? You are there in the church, oh, you feel so holy and good, whatever. After getting out from the church, you forget about it already. You need to spend time in immersing on something that you really value. Out of the school, out of the church, out of that box. You need to commit on your personal growth and development. Seek to always get better at whatever that is that you are doing, to learn more and definitely and hopefully dominate that particular area. Get the habit of reading books. Diba? Sabi ko kanina, marami kang time na ginagawa yung paghugas ng sasakyan. Kaya magpakaros ka na lang. Then habang nagkakaros ka, maybe you're reading something that's even more productive and will allow you to increase more revenue. Marami kang time na nasasayang. Doing some unnecessary and unproductive things towards the dream or goal or target you are doing. Diba? Does it involve money? Yes. Kaya I'm telling you, never mind the expenses, but focus on increasing the revenue. You get it? So get the habit of reading books, listening to audiobooks, taking some courses, attending some trainings like this one, seminars, coaching. The most successful people are lifelong learners. Kahit nga yung mga marunong, kahit nga yung mga so-called gurus already, they are learning from another person. O, inote mo to. Be with the people who wants to dominate in life. And stay out of the people that don't. Comment mo yan. Para maalala mo. Diba? Pag tinatay pa, pag sinusulat mo, naalala mo yan at diba? Be with the people who wants to dominate in life and stay out of the people that don't. Diba, meron nga sinasabi na you are the average of 5 to 10 people you spend the most time with. It's true. Stay away from the people who are negatives or stay from any negatives. Kami nga kami sa family namin or sa bahay namin, you can find it exaggerating or OA. Pero for 12 or 13 years na, wala kaming TV. Hindi kami nanonood ng TV.
Yan, kailangan mong linawin yan.
Kasi ang laman ng TV, probinsyano, joke lang. Baka mapunta tayo sa ibang level. Ang laman kasi is all those, alam mo yon, you wanted, look at it this way. If you are probably in the sales or a leader or a supervisor or a manager, if you are trying to influence your sales team, kasi yung pamilya mo hindi mo ma-influence, and they are influenced by the media or the TV. And there's so many garbage there. Tapos mapupunta, tatanggalin mo, mahihirapan kang tanggalin. So you'd rather choose whatever topic, whatever material your family would like to immerse and watch, than let them go into the noisy garbage crowd. And we are all a victim of that. Remember, ito na lang, a very good example. Nanonood ka ng training kasi sobrang motivated ka, pump up ka ngayon. Kailangan ko ng material, audiobook, panonoorin ko sa ganito, i-replay ko sa ganito. Tapos sa gilid mo may nakalagay, video ni bawal mabas. Diba? May tingnan ko nga saglit muna to. O hanggang sa pag-play mo na, may iba na namang interesting. These are all garbage. So stay away if you, actually you have the chance, you have the opportunity to do so. So stay away.
Stay away from
Because
Kim
doing
Jong.
so, it gives you permission to forget your ambition. Okay, comment mo yan. Those garbage gives you permission to forget your ambition. Those materials gives you permission to forget your ambition. Hang around with people who are even more committed to success than you. Hindi pwedeng ikaw yung pinakamalinong tao sa group ninyo. You will never learn. Okay lang maging the underdog ka, but you are in the crowd of very smart people and that you wanted to learn. That's how you learn. That's how you grow. That's how you develop. You are a lifelong learner. Hindi ikaw na lang lagi sikat. Wala kang makukuhang value. Ikaw ang bida. Mas masarap matuto. Empty yourself. Empty your cup. Nagigets nyo? I-comment. Again, those garbages gives you permission to forget your ambition. So, always hang around with people who are even more committed to success than you yourself. You cannot be the smartest group dapat so sa smartest person sa group ninyo. Just so you look fantastic. Walang value yun. You will never be able to dominate your game itself. Establish a culture of obsession in domination where your people, where your team has nakuha yung attention nila in always exceeding their targets. Yung tipong, grabe naman to si Sir, grabe naman to si ganyan. You need to be unreasonable. Why? Pareho lang yung effort na i-exert nila. And because no one pushed them, that's why they become just like everyone else. And because just like they become just like everyone else, which has no results, eventually, they will not enjoy kasi walang result eh. And you know what's next kapag walang result? Diba? Babay ka na sa industriya.
Namatay sa industriya.
Diba? The famous term natin, magpapaalam pala sa industriya na pinasok mo. Hindi mo kasi sa sarili mo eh. Diba? O sikat ka, tuwing umuwi ka, sikat ka, marami kang binibida. Pero after a week, wala ka na. Whatever you want to create in life, there is only one person holding you back. And that is always you. If you are taking note, yan, comment mo yan. Whatever you want to create in life, there is only one person holding you back. And that's always gonna be you.
BM from Ads Are Good. Sabi niya, being the biggest fish in a small pond is the death of your dreams and ambition.
Correct. So your thoughts, your emotions, which you always love to spend with, diba, masarap maging emotional, you feel good sharing emotion to your friend, may kasama pang hagod sa ulo, tapos sa likod, okay lang yun bro. Okay lang yun bro.
Speaking of feel good,
Be careful with that.
Sabi ni Vincent Nanding, maghugas ang sasakyan na nakaporma.
Alright, so your thoughts and emotion and beliefs and attitude always determine all the actions you are gonna do, which in turn can create the results that you wanted to be or wanted to have. If you want better results, start by working on your mindset and mastering your thoughts and emotions on a daily basis. Kaya nga some of the people I'm talking to, even some of the business is actually you. It's not about your money. Hindi po kasi may money ka, may pera ka, you can do the business yourself. It's your mindset. And kumbaga meron kang entrepreneurial and sales mindset. Otherwise, ano ba? The truth is, the number one killer of any business is no sales. And if you yourself, just because you have a capital, thinking that this is your way to opening up a business, hindi pwede. Pwede is, you need to learn how to do this thing, the sales itself. Ganon siya ka-vital. The sales is the only way for you to dominate an area in the business. Again, guys, these are all the 6 factors I am sharing with you. So, may natutunan naman kayo? Ano yung mga favorite nyong na, ano,
If you have questions, you can comment down. We have a comment from beloved Mai. Sabi niya, 13 years in SG, I have TV in every room but no channels. Display lang ang TV.
So, gano'n siya, mas okay siya na you can control the content that your family or kids, whatever the case may be, you have the, kumbaga, you're a free control, if that word is medyo pangit mapakinggan. Because you wanted to, you know what's the right material for your family or your kids to immerse with. Hindi yung you can just let them go and acquire a lot of garbage there in the web, the internet.
Okay, another
Right.
question, BM. We have another question from Cara Amesco. So how do you cope up with the pandemic now? Are you still operational or do you have sales? No sales? How?
We are still having the sales, and not to brag, but to inspire most of the people. We are even a top performer for the last 3 or 4 months in our field that we are in, despite being held down and locked down. Because you can always do something. Ang problema lang is the willingness to do so. Ang nagkakaroon ng difference between the average and the people who are willing to do. That's the only difference. It's the activities behind these results that sets the average one to the people who are dominating the game or their game. Guys, yun lang. Never settle in being average, guys. Be obsessed in being the very best. Always remember to train insane or you'll always stay the same. Set ridiculous goal. The second thing you would like to really take note, if you are taking notes, should you be taking notes, and fuel these goals daily. You try to set, kung gusto mo every morning i-revisit mo yung goal mo, or every evening, but every day you should always revisit it. Kasi your goal should always be improving. So is your knowledge and development and yourself. Otherwise, nothing is working. Nothing is getting better. And just like I told you earlier, if what you're doing is not getting better, then everything doesn't matter. You are just secured and comfortable. And it's just like being in a prison. Diba? Never compete, always dominate. These are the things you need to really understand. Get addicted into the sales and the revenue game. Focus always on increasing your revenue and never mind those expenses, budgeting or whatever. Diba? Budgeting will never be a solution to you to have better revenue. So yun guys, I think we will be proceeding with the so I hope guys, you were able to learn something or to learn things in order for you to really dominate the game that you are in. Should you be in the sports? Should you be in the insurance?